Some people seem to attract money effortlessly, as if an inexhaustible source of prosperity flows through them. They seem to generate wealth out of nowhere, without the strain or struggle that characterizes most people. Meanwhile, the vast majority are forced to struggle tirelessly day after day for every small gain, feeling that prosperity is a constant uphill battle. What is the reason for this abysmal disparity? Is it just a matter of luck, birth, or having made the right investment decisions? The answer, contrary to what we've been taught by educational systems and popular culture, is not found in complex stock market strategies, a privileged network of contacts, or being born under a lucky star. The secret lies in something much deeper, more fundamental and more powerful. Money is energy that responds to the frequency of your consciousness. This is a concept that those who experience scarcity rarely stop to consider or integrate into their daily lives. For decades, the limiting belief has been instilled in us that wealth can only be achieved through exhausting physical effort, countless hours of work sacrificing personal life, or the acquisition of specialized technical skills. If you're ready to stop chasing money and start attracting it, if you long for a revelation that will permanently change your map of reality and give you the power to create your life, then make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Only then will you ensure that the universe delivers the second part of this revelation to you when it's available, and that you don't miss out on the material that truly transforms. And it's just like the great Mexican scientist, pioneer in the study of consciousness and phenomenology, Jacobo Grinberg, used to say emphatically. In his synergic theory, reality is a matrix of coherent information, or lattice, which is modified and updated by the field of individual consciousness. This is crucial. If reality is information updated by individual consciousness, this is crucial. If reality is information and information is energy, of consciousness not only affects but literally modifies the financial resources that can come to you. It's not about luck, it's about tuning in. And today I'm going to teach you the 5 principles that will show you how to tune in to the frequency of money. But first, we need to become aware of why we aren't able to attract money like that. The first big obstacle we need to identify and neutralize is collective beliefs. These operate like invisible fields of limitation that surround us, much more powerful than any business plan. Every professional sector, every work environment, every social group, and even your family circle has a set of unwritten rules about money that are passed down as if they were irrefutable truths. We seek abundance in the outside world, in work, in the economy, and investments, in the government, when in reality, money is simply energy in circulation. And this energy naturally flows toward those individuals who have learned, consciously or unconsciously, to tune their internal vibration to its frequency. The vast majority are looking for prosperity in the wrong direction. They desperately try to change their external circumstances, switch jobs, start another business, take another course. But if they don't first transform their inner reality, their result will be the same. It's a futile attempt comparable to trying to change your reflection in a mirror by moving the projected image instead of moving yourself. Money is not a prize that you conquer with brute force or a goal that you chase with anxiety. It's something that manifests from a particular state of consciousness, a state of worthiness and trust. These collective beliefs work like subconscious mental programs that are silently and automatically installed in our psyche when we become part of a group. They are subtle, but their impact is absolute. They completely define our expectations about what is viable in financial terms. If the program says this is difficult, your brain will stop looking for easy solutions. There is a deeply rooted belief that you have to spend 30 years in the same company, sacrificing your time and health to receive a barely decent pension and be able to live. This belief ties you to linear effort, or on the other hand, it's constantly repeated that the risk is enormous and that only 10% of companies manage to survive. This creates fear and keeps you from taking the leap. But basically, these are nonsense ideas that get so deeply rooted in your psyche that they keep you from moving forward, even if you know that the poorest artist in history is the one telling you that art doesn't make money. Do you see the loop? Each of these circles has established invisible rules about how much it's appropriate to earn, how fast it's acceptable to grow, and which methods are legitimate for generating income. These rules aren't printed in any economics manual, but they're the ones that govern expectations and therefore the financial ceiling of millions of people. Science has validated that the thought patterns and beliefs held by a vast group create fields of information that exert a notable influence on individual behavior. When a large number of people share the same ideas about scarcity or how hard it is to make money, these ideas become invisible currents, almost gravitational, that drag anyone who comes into contact with them. The real conflict arises when, out of convenience or inertia, we accept these beliefs automatically, without the slightest criticism, without questioning whether they really serve us or if they are universal truths.
We adopt the financial limitations of our environment as if they were immutable laws of nature,
when in reality they are simply collective agreements that, because they are agreements, can be revoked and modified. Let's analyze how false some of these chains are. The notion that you have to work hard to earn good money assumes that physical effort, or the number of hours, is directly proportional to the reward. Observe any truly prosperous person, and you'll see that their wealth comes more from their ability to generate value, solutions, or leverage than from the mere number of exhausting hours they put in. Value versus time. On the other hand, the belief that it's impossible to prosper during an economic crisis ignores the documented fact that many fortunes were built precisely during periods of instability and change. Which makes sense if you think about it, because when everyone is scared or paralyzed by uncertainty, that's when opportunities and assets are, metaphorically, on sale and visionaries take action. These times of adjustment are a breeding ground for those who can see the need and offer the solution. And the idea that only the privileged or well-connected achieve financial success fosters a victim mentality, keeping people focused on what they lack, a better background, an inheritance, instead of developing the unique potential they already possess. To free yourself from these chains, the first step is awareness. Identify which beliefs about money are dominant in your environment. Write down the phrases you hear most from colleagues or family members about money. For example, money doesn't grow on trees. It's hard to get a raise. There's never enough. Then, make a list of these limiting beliefs you have inherited, and right next to them, write an empowered version that you consciously choose to adopt. Limiting belief: you have to work hard to earn good money. Empowered: money flows to me through the exponential value and innovation I bring. Limiting belief: crises bring scarcity. Empowered: crises are periods of reorganization that create new opportunities to serve in unique ways. By operating from this new foundation, your financial experience automatically adjusts. Mindset: not because they are magical ideas, but because they determine which opportunities you notice, which risks you dare to take, and what level of prosperity you feel you deserve to receive. Your perception is not a passive mirror that merely reflects reality. It is an active filter that literally shapes and selects the financial experience you have every day. The way you perceive your job, your business, and the opportunities around you determines how abundant or limited your economic reality will be. The human brain takes in a massive amount of sensory information every second, but consciousness can only process a tiny fraction. To manage this volume of data, the mind uses attention filters based on your dominant beliefs, your expectations, and your usual focus. If your perception is tuned to scarcity, your brain, being an obedient servant, will automatically find and highlight evidence of limitation for you. You will notice skyrocketing prices, outstanding bills, fierce competition, and customers who complain and demand discounts. Your mind will become an expert at justifying why it is difficult to get money. On the other hand, when your perception is tuned to abundance, that same brain will start to highlight opportunities, valuable connections, available resources, and possibilities for growth. The opportunities didn't appear out of nowhere. It's just that your perceptual filter was set to recognize them. Money and resources exist in abundance.
The difference lies in whether your mind is tuned to the channel of abundance or the channel of scarcity.
Your current job can be seen as a burden that drains your energy and limits your potential, or it can be seen as a temporary vehicle that provides you with resources, valuable connections, skills, and stability, while you develop other sources of income with more potential. Your clients can be seen as demanding obstacles who always want to pay less, or they can be seen as collaborators who help you refine your value proposition and provide you with the resources to keep growing and improving your offer. You have the power to choose the lens through which you see things. This doesn't mean denying the challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. It means consciously choosing to focus on the aspects of your situation that empower you, instead of those that limit you. A powerful technique to train this new perception is to consciously transform your complaints into statements of abundance or gratitude. When you catch yourself thinking, "I don't have enough clients or money," reframe that observation by focusing on the positive. I have the freedom to choose who I work with and the ability to attract ideal clients. Or, I have multiple skills that can generate value in different ways. Genuine gratitude for your current situation, no matter what it is, dramatically accelerates this process of perceptual change. It's not about settling for less than you want, but about recognizing that you already have a solid foundation, skills, health, and knowledge from which to expand. Gratitude calibrates your perception toward the abundance that already exists, creating the internal state necessary to attract more. Most people live trapped in the illusion that they first have to do the right things, take courses, save, invest, and only then will they get the desired results, wealth. This do-to-get mindset is what keeps millions working harder every year without seeing significant improvements in their financial situation. The reality from the perspective of consciousness works in the opposite way. First, you must internally become the person who already experiences that level of abundance, and then that new identity will manifest in your external reality through the actions you take. When you try to change your financial situation only through action, by doing more, you are operating at the level of effects, not causes. You can learn, you can apply for more jobs, work extra hours, or look for more clients. But if your internal identity is still that of someone who struggles financially, all those actions will be tainted by that scarcity frequency. Action without the right internal state is like planting seeds in dry or poor soil. You can use the best seeds and water them constantly, but if the soil lacks the necessary nutrients, nothing significant will ever grow. Your state of consciousness is the soil where all your actions are planted. Your financial identity is much more than what you consciously think about money. It's the person you are when no one is watching you. How do you naturally feel about your ability to generate abundance? What is the level of deservingness you experience in your body when you consider the possibility of having 10 times more income? A person with an abundance identity doesn't wait to have $1 million in the bank to feel prosperous. He feels prosperous now with what he has because he values his ability to create value. And this feeling of prosperity and sufficiency attracts more prosperity. He makes decisions from abundance, not from lack. When he considers a purchase or an investment to himself, he doesn't ask if he can afford it. That's a question of scarcity. Instead, he asks if that purchase or investment is aligned with his values and goals for growth. His usual thoughts
revolve around how he can create more value,
how he can better serve others, and how he can expand his impact.
He is not constantly worried about the lack of money because his identity is not
built around scarcity. To assume this new identity, you must start thinking, feeling, and acting as if you are already the person experiencing the level of abundance you desire. This is not pretending or deceiving yourself, but consciously aligning yourself with the frequency of that version of yourself that already exists in the field of potential. Automatic thoughts. Instead of worrying about debts, the prosperous person thinks about how to optimize their time, how to delegate, how to create systems that generate value passively. He sees problems as business opportunities and obstacles as valuable information on how to improve. Daily decisions. A prosperous person invests in their education, takes care of their health, their main asset, maintains quality relationships, and creates environments that support their growth. They don't skimp on things that increase their ability to generate long-term value. Dominant emotions. The emotions and feelings of someone who already has what they desire are confidence, tranquility, genuine gratitude, and natural enthusiasm for the possibilities. There is no constant anxiety, but rather an inner certainty that there will always be ways to create more abundance. A fundamental exercise is to vividly visualize a full day in the life of your prosperous self. From the moment you wake up until you go to bed, imagine how you think, what you feel, and what decisions you make. This visualization is not a fantasy. It's a mental rehearsal for your new identity. The coherence between thought, emotion, and action is fundamental. When these three levels are aligned with your abundance identity, your external reality has no choice but to reorganize itself to reflect this new frequency. Your prosperous self will manifest through opportunities, connections, ideas, and resources that will appear in your experience. This transformation of identity and emotion requires deep inner work and constant reprogramming of the subconscious mind. You need to flood your mind with the right ideas, the right mental models, and the knowledge that forces you to think differently. And this is where quality information, the knowledge that transforms you from the inside out, becomes indispensable. That's why, if you really want to accelerate your journey toward this new financial identity, I can't recommend Audible enough. You'll find tens of thousands of audiobooks on mindset, personal development, spirituality, and the principles of manifestation. Ready to nourish your mind during your commute while exercising, or as you go about your daily tasks. An abundant person invests wisely in their mind. Don't wait until you have time to sit down and read. Use those idle moments to build your new reality. They offer you a 30-day free trial so you can start right now with no commitment to transform that fertile ground of your consciousness. Click on the link in the description and start listening to the most prosperous version of yourself today. Your future self will thank you. There is a paradox in financial manifestation that is hard to accept. The more desperately you need something, the further it gets away from you. The more emotional importance you give to a financial goal, an income figure, a sale, or a client, the more resistance you create around it. This resistance acts like a magnetic field that repels exactly what you most want to attract. When you put a financial goal on a pedestal, you automatically create an energetic separation between your current state and that goal. Your subconscious mind interprets that separation as evidence that you don't have it, and therefore you don't deserve it. That is completely. This excessive emotional burden, anxiety, fear of loss, obsession, generates a frequency of lack that completely contradicts the frequency of abundance. Abundance, confidence, gratitude, which you need to manifest that goal. Financial desperation sends a very specific signal to the universe. It's the signal of someone who is in a void and is trying to fill it from a place of lack. This desperate frequency attracts more situations that confirm that lack, because reality always reflects the predominant internal state. Money, like any form of energy, naturally flows toward a state of balance and tranquility. It is attracted to people who do not desperately need it, but who receive it with gratitude and confidence. That's why money behaves very much like a cat. If you desperately call out to it, it ignores your existence. If you sit quietly doing something you love, it lands on your lap. If you hold it, it scratches you. That's why we notice that financial opportunities come precisely when we stop striving for them. To neutralize the excessive importance of your goals, you must learn to visualize from satisfaction instead of from lack. Instead of imagining what it would be like to have more money because you need it, imagine how it feels to already have it and be grateful for it. This subtle difference completely changes the frequency of your visualization from desire to present reality. Healthy detachment doesn't mean becoming indifferent to your goals. It means keeping a clear intention of what you want while letting go of the desperate emotional need for it to happen in a specific way or at a certain time. It's the difference between a desire and a natural expectation. Normalizing your financial goals is crucial. The money you have now is normal for you. That's why you maintain it consistently. To increase your financial level, you must make that new level feel just as normal as your current level. This happens when you reduce the emotional importance you give to the change. A transformative exercise is to practice the feeling of already having your financial goal until it becomes boring. When you can think about having X amount of money or achieving that goal without feeling extreme excitement or anxiety, you have successfully neutralized the emotional charge. At that point, manifesting that financial level becomes as natural as maintaining your current level. Neutralization doesn't eliminate your desire for abundance, but it removes the resistance that prevents that abundance from flowing to you. When your financial goals become emotionally neutral, they transform into natural expectations that your subconscious can manifest without interference. If you've made it this far in the video, you've already advanced further in your financial awareness than 90% of the population. You have faced your mental programs and you are ready for an identity shift. I want you to celebrate this commitment to your own abundance. Please comment right now with the phrase, "I choose to awaken," to seal your commitment to your new prosperous identity. This is a signal to your subconscious that you have made a conscious decision and a beacon to the community that you are on the path of manifestation. The most costly mistake you can make is to postpone the feeling of abundance until you have more money. The scarcity mindset, focusing on what is lacking. It acts like a magnet, drawing more situations of lack into your life. Abundance is not a specific amount of money in your bank account. It's a state of consciousness, a vibrational frequency that you can cultivate regardless of your current financial situation. When you learn to feel abundance with what you have now, you create the energetic field necessary to attract more abundance into your experience. To cultivate this sense of immediate abundance, you must begin to recognize the wealth that already exists in your life. You have access to clean water, air to breathe, a roof over your head, the ability to love and be loved, and the ability to learn new skills. These things you take for granted represent extraordinary abundance if you put it in a global perspective. Affirmations rooted in present gratitude are infinitely more powerful than affirmations rooted in a sense of lack about the future. Instead of repeating that you will have more money in the future, be grateful for the money you already have and its ability to provide you with what you need right now. Instead of affirming that you will be prosperous, acknowledge the ways in which you are already prosperous right now. Free time, health, talent, connections. Consciously celebrating your current resources amplifies their energy in your life. Every time you genuinely appreciate your home, your food, your family, or your skills, you send a signal of sufficiency to the universe and invite more similar experiences into your reality. Celebration is a declaration of abundance that the universe interprets as a request for more things to celebrate. Abundance must be felt in your body, not just thought about in your mind. Your nervous system needs to physically experience the sensations of prosperity, safety, and gratitude. You can cultivate this through deep breathing while visualizing with a steady focus, or simply by feeling genuine appreciation for your ability to create value and your well-being. Remember that abundance is your natural state. Scarcity is simply a temporary conditioning that can be transformed. Implement these principles step by step. No, it can be transformed. Implement these principles step by step, being patient with yourself as your new financial reality takes shape. Your potential to create abundance is literally unlimited. The only factor that determines how much prosperity you experience is how much you allow yourself to receive. For today, I say goodbye. Amen.
De todo lo bueno del mundo. Que hoy sea un día mejor que ayer y que mañana sea mejor que hoy. Los 5 principios que hemos analizado.
Today you have been given the map, the compass, and the vehicle to change your financial destiny. But there is still a key piece missing to manifest that money. You need to understand the precise mechanics of quantum visualization. How do you align your mind and heart with the coherent frequency that Jacobo Grinberg described in the lattice? I'm not suggesting that you watch another video. I guarantee that the natural and logical continuation of this message is waiting for you here. Click on this video now to learn more. See you there, stay awake.